Today is July 23rd, 2018, Monday. This is my first day on the Shire Folk farm, working with Emily and Logan Tweardy. Today, what we worked on is mostly preparation for tomorrow, which will be chicken processing day. So some very interesting chores we had to do today. First off, coming here took about 2 hours from Woodbridge. Very pretty scenic route. When I got here, you kind of drive down almost, it's a busy road, but there's houses with acres behind it, and the next neighbor's probably 30 acres over. And so I turned on to their driveway, and it was, a quarter-mile drive down the driveway to their front door. And it was a nice, quaint, one-story house. And from the pictures, you can see there's various structures, equipment, and just farm-related items. Barrels sitting around, tractors sitting around. You got just items that seem like you put them together when necessary, all over the place. Buckets, chicken feed, sheep food, and various things like that. So I met Logan. We went out and he showed me their high tent, which they grow tomatoes in, and he showed me their structure where they keep things like chicken feed covered, and they have logs and things like that. There's actually a rat nest underneath a set of logs that Logan has yet to clear out. So we were standing there, talking, and a rat came from underneath, slowly walked across a bit, about 10 feet from us, went to another pallet area, and came back up, went behind the pallet, came back up with a baby in its mouth, and carried it back to its nest. And it was like, what in the world? So that was my introduction that was my first farm animal. And Logan said he's got some cats, 3 cats that he has roaming the farm. They have about 30 acres of land, including woods, 2 ponds that are split down the middle with a path that led to the trailer or the camper that I'm sleeping in right now. And, Logan described his favorite things about the farm life, just the independence of it, the ability to be a part of a positive change to the environment by producing organic foods to feed the community, the creativity and the problem solving involved, because every day something new comes up. Everything's prone to falling apart, so you got to keep maintaining it and figure out new ways to get water to another place, or electricity to another place, or rebuild a structure to cover it from the weather. And you're competing against nature, and you're competing against predators at night. So Logan's got, or the Tweardy family, they got chickens, they have sheep or lambs, and they have chickens that are 2 weeks in one brooding area. Then you got chickens that are 5 weeks, and chickens that are 10 weeks. And they're going to be the ones we process tomorrow. They'll be 10 weeks old tomorrow. And they're in 3 separate locations throughout the pasture out front, far from the house. You have to drive a truck back and forth to get from the barn to these chicken fenced in areas. And there's sheep out there, or lamb, like I said, about 8 or 9 of those for eventual sheep processing. But Logan said he has to compete. He has to build the fences in a way they're electrified to compete against the predators that come at night. And he says the worst predator is actually a neighbor's dog who would just come in and kill chickens just for sport. Whereas a weasel or raccoon or whatever will kill one because it's hungry just to survive and won't come back for 3 days. But if a dog gets in, they might kill 10, 20 chickens just for sport. But Logan likes that aspect of it. It's kind of, you get 12 hours in the day to prep, to protect your animals by night. And the predators have 12 hours at night to figure out a way to get around your barriers and barricades. So it's interesting. Emily has the green thumb. She works on the vegetables. So there's tomatoes, there's okra. I think she's working on cucumbers as well. And Logan primarily works with the animals. So that's how they kind of split up the duties. They have a nice house. They have a 1-year-old son. They're taking care of a lot. Emily's favorite thing, she studied permaculture design. Her favorite things about farming, again, is the aspect of independence, the fact that the routine is not the same every day. It's a challenge. What else? They're both outdoors people. They both are big fans of fantasy genre stuff, Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit. That's why it's called Shire Folk Farm. They're just a friendly couple. And for me, this experience has been so interesting. I went out, touched my first chicken, collected some eggs, watched them catch chickens tonight. Got to catch them at night because they can't see at night. That's the best time to catch the chickens and put them in crates. We did a lot of power washing, cleaning the stations that will be used for prepping and processing. Tomorrow, what they call killing and eviscerating and packaging will all go down. Well, the killing and eviscerating will go down tomorrow, and the packaging a day after, packed in ice. But today in the structure, I spent a lot of time power washing the concrete base, the walls, cleaning out the equipment, cleaning out barrels, cleaning out coolers. And Logan scrubbed. He was setting up fans, setting up lights. He's getting out kinks through hoses and things like that, some maintenance related things. Emily prepared us some great lunch and great dinner, and delicious. We had for dinner like a rice mix with like cashews, raisins, onion, I think carrot, but the flavors it was a sweet with just a nice, the sauce that kind of was created through, it was kind of a sticky rice, was like creamy, and the raisins just gave it a nice sweet punch, which was a great aftertaste. But anyway, they have open door policy. I can go in anytime, shower, drink water, or whatever. And it's a beautiful piece of property, in my opinion. But let's see, what did I learn today about God's creation? Just how everything is trying to survive. So when people come in to subdue land, it's not dominating it, because if you dominate the land, as Logan explained to me, if, say, for example, you have chickens in one area just dominating the grass in that area, they will eventually eat themselves or eat the grass out and get down and start tearing up nutritious soil and getting down to bare dirt. And that patch of ground will take a long time to regrow, and you'll have to move the chickens over. They'll eventually start pooping in that area and start eating around their own feces, so it gets nasty. Same with the sheep. If you don't move them around, there's a potential that they'll get some type of worm, I forget the name of it, that hides out in their mouths, lays its larvae in them. They poop it out, and the larvae becomes other worms, and these parasites get into these sheep, and they can potentially kill them. And this takes 7-day cycle. So if you don't move these sheep around every 5 days or so, as Logan does, if they stay in that one spot, they might get infected, and that'll be it. Oh wow, big spider just is trying to land. So I'm gonna take a second to kill this joker. My goodness. Oh man, crazy. Don't know where it was coming from. It's gonna be interesting sleeping here tonight. Prayerfully, Most High keeps me protected. But what I learned is that the ecosystem around here, everything is trying to survive and eat. And if you subdue land, you create an ecosystem. So there's bugs flying around, cross-pollinating. There's rats trying to hide out and eat food, chicken feed, and things like that. You unleash cats. Now cats gonna love the farm because they got something they can chase around. Predators see animals, they can chase around animals eating the grass, and they poop, and that helps the grass grow. And you can try to create a cycle of life on the farm that the owners thereof are responsible for subduing rather than dominating, as in controlling it, nurturing it like a child. And that's what it needs, because nature is fickle. The grass is fickle. The nutrients the grass needs to grow is fickle. The animals are fickle. The predators fickle. The prey fickle. Structures need maintenance. Everything needs to be properly dealt with, and it takes time to think. It takes time to act on your feet, move quickly, and it's pretty exciting stuff. Over my first day, it seemed like a lot of manual labor today. We're picking up crates, we're moving coolers around, we're throwing stuff on the back of the truck, going across, we're feeding chickens, pouring water for chickens, things like that, moving stuff around to reorganize the chicken, call it structure or coop, where they're getting incubated, or not incubated, but getting heated up, the ones that are 2 weeks old. And it's just interesting labor. And you have to do it every day. So farming is a non-stop job throughout the day. There's always some chores to be done. Otherwise, things start falling apart. But you have an ecosystem you're maintaining. So you have your own little Garden of Eden potentially if you are vigilant. So it's pretty cool. Anyway, day 1, tomorrow, chicken processing. Talk about that. Good night.